I
Alright, we got them
never
both.
actually. That always gets me.
Over under how many minutes before Craig breaks down?
We don't know. It's random.
I give it 22 minutes.
I give it 25 minutes. King, how many minutes do you give it?
I have no idea. Craig lasted the entire time last time, longer than Powa.
Damn, Powell, you gonna let that?
Damn, Power, you're gonna take Craig's shitting on you this time, Power. Whew.
Alright, let's see.
All right, well, guys, today is the 11th of April. It is 5:26 p.m. for me. You've got myself, Dav. You've got the owner of the Fairy Tale server.
I think that's King. No, I'm just kidding. That's me. Hi.
I don't think King was that stressed.
I assure you, it's not me. I have a different Fairy Tale thing that I run.
And we have Happy's best fan.
Do we? Who is he?
You.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
I think you're like Eden Zero Happy. Don't worry, because he's actually.
Well, I like that one panel that he was in, but aside from that, nah.
You like Truck Coon, is what I'm hearing.
Sure, yeah. Or Blood Coon.
Well then, that works.
Right.
So, what have you guys been up to before we get into the chapters? Where has everyone been?
I don't know. It's tough. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I want to feel what love is. And know you can show me. And that's pretty much it.
Holy shit.
I legit thought that you were about to go on a rant.
I did too, and then the motherfucker started singing. It was beautiful. A beautiful rendition.
Thank you.
A Grammy. It should win a goddamn Grammy. Just throwing that out there. You got us in the first half. We're like, wait, motherfucker,
that was
my.
What do you think my plan was?
Oh, that was gorgeous. That was oh shit.
Oh yeah, and also remember to mention that shit in the description. But yeah, as of like actual life, I've basically been. Like shout out to anybody who's actually watching like the Fairy Tale Wiki Twitter talks. But man, like if I reach out to you, please fucking respond to me. Like, sorry, what I mean is like somebody did respond to me a while ago saying that they were interested, and then like I was like, when are you available? And then they never get back to me. I'm like, you said you were interested. It's like, hello. I mean, it's just, I mean, come on. That was a little annoying, but other than that, life is so like in my part of Canada, we're under a stay-at-home order. The vaccine distribution has it was off to a pretty shit start, and it's slowly getting better, but it's still going to be tough, and it's just difficult in that regard. So I'm still kind of just staying home. Our situation isn't that great, but I'm actually curious about how you guys are in the UK and US. And otherwise, yeah, Fairy Tale Wiki Twitter talk's still going. I've got some plans to do stuff, job hunting, and obviously reading Fairy Tale, watching the Winter Soldier TV show, and we will talk about both of those later on. But that's basically what's up with me. How about you guys?
You are my. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not singing this week. Fuck that. go on, Dev.
I start work again tomorrow, so I'm looking. I say I'm looking forward to it. It's more I'm looking forward to money. I'm not looking forward to dealing with the fucking entitlement that I'm gonna have to deal with. But other than that, it's been a busy week going into the office to get everything cleaned up and set up and making sure everything works. Well, Heaven's Feel 3, the Fate movie came out, so that was worth it. Went to a friend's yesterday to watch that. Ended up drinking for the first time in a while. So life was good.
Like drinking water. What we drinking?
It was cider. We found a bottle of rum that we thought we lost 2 years ago. That was just sitting at the back of.
Doesn't it taste better then? Isn't it like richer or whatever if it's older?
I don't know. We're already
is that just whiskey?
We're really pretty like far into our drink, so At that point, alcohol is just alcohol. It's just the taste is pretty much all the same.
Okay. Quick. What would you give the Heaven's Feel 3 movie out of 10?
Solid 9. Solid 9 out of 10. The whole route, all three movies combined,
Yeah.
give it
So
an 8 out of 10.
okay. So if you're not a fan of the series and you just watch Heaven's Feel 1, 2, and 3, what would you think you think they'd like it or no?
It's difficult because Fate's a franchise that you can't. If you were to start Fate with Heaven's Feel movies, you would probably enjoy it, but you would be pretty lost about certain aspects that's happening because Heaven's Feel is written. It's a visual novel originally, so to get to the Heaven's Feel, which is the third route, you have to have gone through the first two, and the first two give you extra information. So when Heaven's Feel was written, it wasn't as informative in just teaching you about the way the world works because you already have that knowledge from before. But
And in the case of anime, you probably watched like
Yeah.
the first series and probably UBW.
yeah, you wouldn't touch Heaven's Feel until you watch at least UBW.
Mhm.
So
I don't know what that means, but I don't.
Unlimited Blade Works.
the one that you watched, Spider.
I watched a couple of them, and a couple of them made me
Yeah.
fall asleep.
But
Fuck off,
Yeah.
Fate, man.
I think if you're a Fate fan, it'll be solid 8, maybe 9. Some people put it at 10.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah,
So
it was really
if,
fucking good. It was worth
if
the
you're
wait.
watching it, you're clearly a fan. So yeah, it makes sense. Okay, cool. I've been trying to get my unemployment. Hasn't been successful. I've been looking for a job. Hasn't been successful. I've been revamping the servers just to prevent trolls from being able to do dumb shit.
Oh yeah, Dad was telling me about it. How's it going?
I'm almost done with the main server. So that should be good. People have donated to the server's PayPal, so I'm gonna try to do a volume giveaway or something along those lines, depending on how much I see we have, just so we could have like more consistent giveaways like we did last year. But other than that, yeah. Oh, I have been playing Ring Fit Adventure. I'm not a gym person, all right. I'm just not. I find that like tacky, and I find people that go there to be like super full of themselves or like just trying to, hope you get what I'm saying. But Ring Fit Adventure is actually pretty good. It does give you a lot of cardio. You won't get the same experience because it obviously doesn't have weights, but it does build your stamina. It does help your core. It gives you different exercises for different like body parts that you wanna work on. And it has a cool little story that actually requires you to actually like exercise. So it's kind of fun. So if you don't have a gym membership, but you have a Nintendo Switch, you could buy the Ring Fit for $80. Yeah,
Is it
that's
worth the $80? Is it a
I
lot?
I personally think it is. A standard game is $60. You're paying $20 more because you're getting the actual equipment that goes with it, like which is a little like literally a ring, and then like a strap for your thigh.
Does it like
Uh,
apply to other games though, or is it just like the one?
uh, no, that's for that game specifically. I'm pretty sure if they come out with a Mario Kart, it'll probably be accessible for it. But as of now, it's just for the Ring Fit, which the actual ring itself is very sturdy. Like unless you like get a hammer or like you're actively trying to like break it in half, you won't tear it. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now.
Mhm.
It's not bad. It's actually my wife doesn't play video games and she really enjoys it. So if somebody who doesn't like video games or working out enjoys it, I think it's a good purchase.
Okay.
But yeah,
I saw it advertised, and I was curious if it was actually worth the money. I might look into it then.
well, see, because the thing is, over here, memberships you have a initiation fee which is around $80, and then you have the monthly fee which is it could vary from $10 to $20. Right, that's $100 give or take right there, just for 1 month. That's $20 more than if you were to get the Ring Fit. And the thing is, with the Ring Fit, you don't need to go anywhere. It's literally in the comfort of your own home. You could do it whenever you want, and the game does a good job of if it monitors your heart rate and everything. So when it sees like you're over exerting yourself, it does after you finish your like little training session. It says, "Do you want? You should stop today, but if you don't want to, it's you could continue." So it gives you these pieces of advice that you basically get if you were getting trained at a gym. Is it as I feel like it's more personalized because it goes based on what you want. So like let's say you want to work your oh my god, the fucking there's some mini games, and I'm sorry I'm going like on a tangent, but there's some mini games that work out your thighs, and those are the biggest pain in the ass. Oh my god.
Dude, thigh workouts are always a bitch.
But see, this is the fun part though, because like I said, I do it with my wife, right? And there's these mini games, and we want to work out, and we're working out, but we're also a little competitive. And we're like, oh, let's see who gets a better score. And so it's basically like a little, uh, let's say competition, where like in score in the sense like there's some coins you could collect while you're exercising. The more coins you collect, the more points you get, and that's basically it. Which is fun because it gives you an incentive, if you will, when you're working out to try to get a higher score, higher and higher score. And there's different levels. There's a novice, which is obviously for like beginners and stuff, and then there's the advanced, which is for the people who are more comfortable with the exercise already and are wanting to a higher challenge. I've done both. When I did the novice one, it was difficult, and I had to work out my arms and all that. But then I got used to it, so I went to the advanced, and the advanced was like a lot more challenging, and then you could change the difficulty on the grip, if you will, because there's like three tiers: light, medium, and hard for the grip level. And that's just basically how flexible or how fast the ring will move on the screen. So again, I like it a lot, and that's like yesterday I worked out for about I want to say 2 hours with my wife, and we went to run some errands afterward. Came home, was working on the changes to the server, like I mentioned. Then I knocked the fuck out as I was working on it because that shit exhausted me. It's a fun workout. So if anybody's interested, if you have a Switch, I would recommend it, especially if COVID season, and even if it's not COVID season, because everything's like actually improving. It's still a good workout. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'll look into it then because, like I said, wasn't sure it was worth it, but I've been hearing more people say that they are actually enjoying it, and not just because it's getting them to work out; they're actually enjoying it because it's fun.
Yeah.
With the bonus of that it is working out. It's like how Wii Fit was.
Yes,
And
exactly.
Wii Sports, like everyone liked it because the games that were fun. It's just that they so happened to actually be a workout at the same time, made it great.
And I'm sorry I keep going on this game because I really do enjoy it. I was reading online, some people actually lost a lot of weight because of it. Obviously, just the exercise doesn't do anything, but like I said, when you're doing the game, when you're working on the game, when you're playing the game, I'm sorry, it gives you hints once you're done. Be like, make sure you start eating healthy, change your like whatever. It gives you these small little hints. And I was reading that those people who actually followed those hints and like changed their eating habits and their lifestyle a little bit, they did lose a lot of weight. So I was like, damn, like Nintendo clearly knows what the fuck they're doing because they do this shit like every generation, it seems. But yes, all right, let's continue because I don't want this to be a Nintendo show. We've already had enough Amazon shilling in our episodes.
Wait, we're not
Those aren't
supported
related,
by
but yeah,
Nintendo?
Yeah,
not
imagine.
yet. But maybe one day, if Spider-Man can keep all the trolls out, Nintendo might be willing to sponsor the
And
survey
Amazon.
or something like that.
Nintendo and Amazon. Nintendo. That'd be great. um So, like we mentioned last week, we did mention it. Well, I haven't uploaded it because my internet's been shit. But I will upload it by tomorrow. We did talk about how we were going to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay,
You
so
guys, yeah, go Def.
I'm cool with it. So should we get the chapters out the way and then we'll talk about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, we will talk about the fairy tale chapter, the Eden Zero chapters, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We'll jump into like other media.
Yeah. All right, King, lead us off with fairy tale
But why me?
because you're not gonna talk for Eden Zero at all. So
That's accurate. I don't really have anything to say about stuff I don't read. Overall, though, I mean, I thought the chapter was fine. All that really happened, though, if you think about it, was that it was a battle. Urza debuted in new armor, beat the crowd of Yuga after her
my guy
transformation.
doesn't even mention the name of the chapter or the chapter number. Shaking
And
my
they can
head.
figure it out. They can figure that shit out. So I thought the part that was actually interesting of the chapter to me was this little Tanuki thing that ran off with Natsu's scarf, and when he ran away, the Tanuki thing just vanished, and then he got it, but then he encountered Wraith, the Diabolos guy, and they just are like, "Oh, who's this guy?" As they encounter each other. I actually like that setup. I thought it was interesting.
Was
So it seems very
was it Wraith or was it
happy-go-lucky.
another character?
It was Wraith because he's got the robe, the sword, and all that.
I thought Wraith was the one that used to be in Fairy Tale.
Oh shit! Was he? Wait, who am I thinking of? Well, I know
You
we're
were-
thinking of the
you
same
think-
guy. I forgot his name.
Yes, I think it says Suzaku,
Suzaku?
Suzaku,
I
some
think-
shit like that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My bad. Yeah. It was Suzaku, the black. Yeah. He was looking for the Black Moon Mountain.
Black. My God.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Haha. Anyways, yeah, that's what happened at the end of the chapter. And overall, I thought the chapter was perfectly fine. I didn't really think it was like exceptional, but I did enjoy the battle for what it was worth. I mean, I didn't really expect it to last beyond this chapter. And I mean, the whole Urza debuted a new armor that was able to take down Yuka. Yeah, no, that's cool. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to say about this chapter because it's not a substantive chapter that involves a lot of theory crafting. It is mostly just battle, end of battle, recognition of the next threat, so to speak. So yeah, no, solid chapter.
Dev.
I liked the chapter. It was fun because it was action. The new armor, I want to say it was cool, but what it was cool, it was like felt like convenience to me. If you know what I mean, it's like, oh, out of her gajillion armors that she has, she has one that can out-arm someone else. I just felt like it was just too easy for them to beat what's the name? I forgot her name now. I thought you just read it earlier.
Lammy Jr.
Yeah. But I guess we accept it as it is. I did find her spirit, which turned into a yokai itself. I found that pretty cool. I kind of compared it to Lucy's Star Dress. The design was really cool, but it kind of gave me, was it Kyoka that had the horns? I think it was Kyoka that had the horns.
Sailor.
Or Sailor. Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of that. But I will say I'm pretty underwhelmed by the fight. I'm excited that Suzaku was there. Suzuki, whatever the hell his name is.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the chapter overall for me, if I'm honest, was
See, the reason I wanted you guys to start off with the chapter name and title is so when I do the timestamps, I'm able to figure it out faster. But you didn't. So chapter 79 is Outer Path, Omagatoki. I will say this, I'm a bust a Dev. The chapter cover was nice. It's Natsu and an Urza. A lot of the people on Twitter were fangirling over Natsu's fang. Respect, I understand. But yeah, overall, this chapter was. I mean, we kind of knew this was gonna happen because Urza had her death stare in chapter 78, and that death stare usually leads to the person losing. So just didn't care. Regarding the armor, I see where you're coming from, but it's like she has 1,000 or so armors, and she's mentioned it in the main series, but like Mashima never gave her the opportunity to actually use them. So I feel like we're just finally being introduced to a couple of them. So I didn't have an issue with that. The 1,000 arm scattering of spirits, that move looked pretty sick.
It did look cool.
Doc Ock looking ass motherfucker. But overall, I just I didn't. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen because, like, we have old boy right here, the Diablos, secret soldier or whatever. I forgot the name of their group because I can't be asked to remember their shit name. They're obviously one fight, and then we still have Selena, so I'm interested to see what's gonna happen there. But I didn't. I'm not that in. These fairy tale chapters have been underwhelming as of late. If I'm gonna be critical of Eden Zero and I feel like they're overdoing shit or they're underwhelming, I feel it's only right to do the same with Fairy Tail. And it's recently, I don't know. It's just like most of them have been,
Yeah,
like, so hopefully it changes. Doubt it, but you never know.
I can agree with you. I've said this for a while now. Everything post Mercphobia for me has been pretty underwhelming and pretty eh. Elderon, the whole concept of the whole entire arc was cool. I actually loved his idea. I just felt like it was so fucking dragged on. Like
I
it felt so long.
I feel like that I get that point of view, but I also feel like that's because we only get it once every 2 weeks as opposed to weekly. Because if we got it weekly, we wouldn't feel it dragged on as much. Whereas we literally got it every other week, and we were like, "Oh my god, when's this gonna?" And that's a good tangent. A lot of people want these arcs to end fast. I'm not saying you do, but a lot of people are like 10 chapters for one arc, and they're already whining and bitching because that's what it is. About, oh my god, the Celine arc is going so long. It's like, what the fuck do you want it to do? It's like this is clearly a limited run towards just this 100 years quest. The faster it finishes, they finish this quest, the faster this series will end. Is like fucking Grand Magic Games had over 100 chapters. Tartaros and its prequel fucking had over 100 chapters, and y'all fucking ate that up. And it's like, stop crying over a total of 79 chapters, and like 15 of them being about one arc. That annoys me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not saying you did it, but I'm just saying I see that on Twitter a
Yeah,
lot,
no. It's just so.
and it's like,
It just feels. I guess I get what you're saying because of it being bi-weekly. It just. I don't know. It just honestly it did feel like Alderon lasted longer than the others.
I I liked Algeron the most because it gave everybody a chance to shine. Right? It gave Team Natsu individually. It gave the Fairy Tale members individually, and it even brought back Brandish, which gave us some hilarious little interactions. Celine kind of did the same thing with Edolas, but I don't understand. My question is like, if people wanted to end so fast, why even read it? Why not just wait till it ends in like a year or two?
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, I did enjoy the Alderon arc. I did enjoy the content and all of it that was within it. It did just feel like it was longer. But then again, for me, like I said, everything else the Phobia hasn't been as enjoyable.
Did you like Mercphobia because of Mercphobia or because of the fight that ended up happening where it featured Ignia?
Um,
Because I've heard this too. People have talked about how they really liked the first arc, the first dragon. But then when I asked them about it, it's because they liked it more because of Ignia than the actual dragon.
I
Mercphobia.
actually liked Mercphobia as a character. I liked his design as a dragon,
Mhm.
and I liked how his power worked. You know, okay, he's a water dragon, and he turned this entire city, town, can't remember what size it was, basically turned all of his people into fish, so that they could adapt and survive. But then when you encountered him, I felt like Mercphobia as a character actually had more layers to him, because he was like, I came here, now I took over, but like, you know, I didn't want this to happen. I feel bad that everyone's a fucking fish now. So like, can you help me sort this out? Then he was like, oh, but you know, this white bitch came. I was like, yeah, she stole some of my powers. But like, I just felt like he overall actually had more character layers and depth to him, and it was easier to understand the character and his. Guess he didn't have motives for what had happened. He had motives for what he wanted to happen. And then when the fight happened, he still went all out against Team Natsu. Whereas with Alderon, I feel like when we got to the fight, Alderon's just like, wow, you woke me up. I'm pissed. Here's some thorns. I made these people so I could eat them and be powerful again. Nah. Woo.
Can't wait for you to see the last episode of Attack on Titan.
And then Selena's just like, I'm horny. You're hot. I want to drink. Selena sounds like me on a Saturday night when I go to the pub. But like a boring version. Because she's just like, make them entertain me rather than creating entertainment herself.
all right.
She's hot, but other than that, I've actually kind of just been She was hyped up to be this fucking world jumping like person who made this.
She did world jump though.
I know, but what I mean, she was hyped up to be this world jumping, like crazy powerful person who's now in this other world that is going to explode because she's so powerful and the magic's overrunning, and all of her subordinates so far have been beaten by multiple arms. Wendy, whoosh. Drink water, whoosh.
I mean that's kind of like downplaying the strength of Team Natsu. I feel, but that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it is right, but at the same time, right? These are meant to be the strongest villains they've ever faced. Right?
That's fair.
So,
but
if Team Natsu is winning this easily, right? Yes, they're extremely powerful, but it's then just making it that the villains are.
Well, it's not all of Team Natsu because Gray is still useless.
Yeah, but no one cares about Gray.
I mean, remember Wendy has Dragon Force. She could activate that bitch at will.
Yeah, but the thing is, why is it so easy to take out these lot? So like,
they've only taken out that one chick. We forgot her name.
She's meant to be like one of the strongest subordinates, though. I guess okay. Maybe this is just my mindset of I grew up with Dragon Ball Z, where you fight villain, beat villain, new villain turns up who's stronger than you, fight, lose, go back stronger, win. That's maybe why I'm like this. That's kind of how I'm viewing 100-Year Quest at the moment.
That's fair. That's fair. Now let's get King involved. King, do you feel like, because I was reading this on the Discord, no names are being mentioned. They felt that the Diabolos would be the final fight. Not the dragons, but Diablos. Do you think that'll happen? Do you think
Diablos in all of 100-Year Quest?
Yeah, their statement was that once the dragons are defeated, Diablos will still be around, and that'll be the final fight for Fairy Tail. Or Team Natsu.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, but I would have to cast my doubt on that just because I don't think that would be great for the story because the whole thing is about the 100-year quest. It doesn't really make sense to end it on anything other than the 100-year quest to parallel Fairy Tale. If we're going to say that, say the dragons are like Acnologia, then Diabolos would be like Zeref. He would be like around at the final point, but he wouldn't be the final battle, even though, we technically, like, I know Zeref was talked about earlier and Diablos came up after the dragons were mentioned, but I feel like that's a better parallel. I don't see the Diablos gang hanging around after the dragons are defeated because that would just almost violate the point of the 100-year quest as a concept. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you 1000%. Jav, do you feel the same, or do you want to add?
No, I can feel the same. Yeah.
Now, what do you guys think of Diablos as a villain group?
Oh man, it's interesting because I liked them when they first showed up. I thought they were cool, but like after the whole and like clearly they are still threatening. I mean, even like after a while they are they're able to fight on par with basically any fairy tale mage, no matter who they are. So they're clearly threatening, and obviously Suzaku appears to be powerful enough to threaten just about anybody. But at the same time, like we've had other cases of fairy tale characters who show up, debut in a very impressive, strong way, and then they kind of fall to shit later on. I mean, I think the Dragon Slayers, the twin Dragon Slayers of Sabretooth,
Sting and Rogue, bro.
are a prime example. And I feel Spidey agrees with me in that case. So my worry would be that they end up like that, but I hope that they don't. I do feel like they are a legitimate threat, and if they don't live up to that threat, I would say that was probably just poor writing on the part of the author.
You remember when Sting and Rogue thought they were some hot shit and went up to Natsu? I think it was in the town. And they're just talking their shit like we're third generation, and then Natsu in the fucking game. Man, that was great. Fuck Sting, that was great. Dev, what do you think of Diablos?
Overall, I actually quite like the Diablos group. I do hope that the Diablos group actually ends up having more of a what's the word? Like a more of a
relevance?
Yeah. Because at the moment they kind of turn up whenever they want. They've turned up once or twice an arc. And they're like, oh shit, Fairy Tail's already here. And we have to deal with them as well as trying to take the Dragon God. And then kind of something happens, maybe they get their ass handed to them or they, beat someone up and then everyone moves on. And like then we see them a little bit and then Kiria's like, oh Loxus, wah. And then the other dude's like, wah, give me more meat. And then it's like now we don't see him for like 10 chapters. So I feel like whenever they're on screen, it's actually really fun because this added this whole new group is actually really strong and new inventive, new creative types of dragon slaying. But then we don't really get to experience them. And it's a bit of a shame because I feel like they're a little bit wasted. I do think that they're going to have their own proper arc a little bit later.
Okay.
I just feel like they are being wasted right now. If they get their own proper arc, then I guess I can accept it and not care too much about them not being as relevant until later. But for now, I just wish that they were more.
Okay, yeah. I'm kind of in agreement, but at the same time, I just find them completely useless. They're one of the coolest looking groups in terms of bad guys, but they're also one of the dumbest and like one of the worst. I would take the Vanish Brothers over them because these guys are said to be Dragon Slayers, right? We know Natsu and the other Dragon Slayers have enhanced sense of smell. So they know where the dragons are because they could smell dragons. and we have Diablos who can't even figure out where the fuck half these dragon gods are. Like, you consider yourself dragon gods, but you guys can't do that shit. Like, y'all kind
Wait,
of
what?
useless. Okay,
They consider
dragon.
themselves dragon gods?
No. When they're looking for the dragon gods, like the 5 dragon gods, right?
Yeah.
Ignia, Viernes, yada yada yada.
Right.
How can they not smell where the fuck they are?
Does Natsu smell them?
Natsu, but well, we don't know if he does because we know Natsu and the other Dragon Slayers, the first generation, have enhanced sense of sight and smell.
Right, but I've never seen any indication that they're using that to track down the dragons.
Well,
They went to the place where Mercphobia was just because the elf mage
yeah,
he gave them info.
Lucy's a great guide, and she's leading them to where they gotta go or getting information for where they gotta go. But I'm saying these guys are from this area. I forgot the name of the area.
Gotina.
Yeah, they're from there. And Team Natsu, in a matter of, I want to say, few weeks, has found 4 of the 5 dragon gods, and these guys are playing catch up to them when they've been there for years. That just seems like y'all fucking useless.
No, I think that's a legitimate question. Like, if these guys are in close proximity and they've been seeking the dragon gods, why has it taken them so long? Presumably, like, they've been looking for at least a couple of years, because obviously they have a guild full of dragon slayers. So, yeah, what is up with that?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, you're from the area, you clearly know the area better. You have a guild with nothing but dragon slayers. Your mission statement is literally kill all the dragons and eat them, which you state you have done, but like, we've only seen you actually be a step ahead with Mercphobia. After that, you're literally playing catch up with a group that's not even from there. That just seems like y'all need help.
Yeah, I do get where you're coming from, and I would hope that's a legit thing. I didn't actually think of that previously, but I hope that they will explain something along those lines. Like, maybe the guild master didn't want them going after the dragon gods, or they only recently discovered their identities, or something to that effect. I'm not certain myself, but I would hope there's a legitimate explanation, because if you thought of this, I'm sure someone else will later down the line.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, one of the previous chapters, the leader of Diablos says we're gonna go after the moon god, Viernes. I mean, moon or gold. I forgot what the actual.
It's gold.
Gold. So yeah, we're
Celine
gonna
is
go.
gold, so he would be gold.
Yeah. So they're going after him, so they know where they are, or they know where he is, or that dragon is. Like, so how do you not know where the others are? Like, that's just my entire. I just be ranting now. So
It's okay.
yeah.
Do you remember the chapter where he said that? Because I don't remember him saying that they're going after that specific dragon.
I would have to look it up.
Fair enough.
While I look that up, can you guys give your quick overall scores and why?
Sure, yeah. For me, flat 7.5. I think it was a good chapter. It wasn't like amazing, like, oh my god, this is the best battle ever. And it had a nice ending that I think is going to lead to something that hopefully turns out to be a cool encounter. I don't expect Natsu and Suzaku to fight, because if they do, I would suspect that at the end of the chapter, like, Gray and the rest of them will show up and like break up the fight, and Suzaku will be like, given that typical anime threat, like, stay out of my way, I'm going to kill Celine or whatever. And then Natsu and Ko will be like, I wonder if we should, stop him or whatever. We should, take him out and then kill her ourselves, or whatever the hell. I don't know. But I think it will lead to a good conclusion in the next chapter. So yeah, that's my answer. 7.5.
Def?
6.5, maybe 7. I don't know. It was just so underwhelming for me. Nothing. There wasn't a point in the chapter where I was like, oh shit, oh. It's just like, oh, that form was cool. Oh, there's Urza with the new armor.
Bro, she's a huge Doc Ock fan. You gotta give her points for that.
I don't know. Chapter to me just, I don't know. Like I said, it just felt underwhelming. Nothing about it made me go, oh. I'm just hoping the Celine fight or Suzaku fight, whichever fight we get first, or whichever fight we do get, will actually be enjoyable. The whole yokai thing was promising. Felt So far, I'm pretty let down by the Celine arc myself, but at least the characters are hot. I guess that's all that matters. That's all that really matters. The girls are hot, and
I'm not surprised that that's his conclusion.
yeah. I mean, if the story is not there, I gotta look for something.
That's a fair
Yeah,
point.
fair. And obviously, Yuta gives you plenty to look at.
Exactly. So
Not as much fan
Not as much as
service
Mashima, but you know.
yeah, but that's why we have Eden Zero, so it's fine.
Fucking looking for this shit, and he's not. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, my overall thoughts, I'd give it a 6, 7. I can't give it a 6 because even at its worst, it's not that bad. I give it a 7. It was an okay fight, not the best, but it did be like that. Oh, here we go. I think it is chapter 63. Give me a second. Let's talk about some shit while I double check this shit.
Well, I'm busy trying to put together the first episode of Eden Zero into one file because the Google link that we had is no longer active, and the place we were getting them from is not doing it anymore. They're only posting the subtitles, so I'm just trying to figure out how to do it so that I can upload it. So there is that. It's with Eden Zero just starting. I'm hoping with
Oh, hold on, sorry. So yeah, I made a mistake. They actually were targeting Celine. So there's that.
Okay.
So yeah, my mistake. Still though, my thing is they're still playing catch up. Anyway, yeah. All right, King. This is where we let you go.
Cool. I will catch you guys in a little bit after the Eden Zero discussion, and then we will talk about the Disney Plus TV shows.
For sure. We're so excited for that shit. Not gonna lie to you. All right, Dev. So, Dev, how many chapters did we have this week, or that we have to catch up on?
technically 3.
Oh, there was a double
Because-
release.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's technically 3 that we have to talk about. They were actually decent chapters, actually. Let me just...
So it was 136. Oh, it had a nice, cute cover page. Goodwin.
136. Yes. Oh yeah, the cover was really nice. We got some nice colors.
I just
Um,
realized. Holy shit. Sorry. I just realized the last 3 chapters have had nothing but color pages.
Yep.
God bless Mashima. All right, go. Let's just talk about chapter 136, Goodwin, and then we'll break it down after that.
Okay, my favorite part of this chapter, right, was Goodwin. This big motherfucking huge cat, right? My man is like the size of a skyscraper, and he just comes out. He's like, "Wait, hold up." Stares at Rebecca. He's like, "Are you Rebecca Wecker?" Fam, I lost it. I started laughing, and he's like, said, "I'm your biggest fan." Oh my days! I lost it. I was in stitches, and the fact they said Rebecca Wecker had me cracking up.
Are you Rebecca Wecker from Nico channel?
Oh
No,
my
wait,
days!
seriously?
It was so funny.
Oh
my days!
It was.
I'm a huge fan. I watch her. See all like 30 whatever views that she gets on her videos. He's like 28 of them. Rebecca's like 2 testing it.
His entire fucking group is like, boss, what the fuck you talking about?
The entire team was like, "Yo, this is meant to be our boss. What is this? What have you done with the real boss, Rebecca Wecker? Oh my god, I can't believe it's her. Hey guys, have you met her?" And I was like, "Oh my god, fuck it, dude! I lost it.
No, hold on.
Stitch it up."
The best part. Even so, what's the big idea, boss? You've been misappropriating our war funds to give handouts to this bimbo. So this man was literally
This man. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, right, a bunch of us were streaming, looking at streamers on Twitch, right, and look at how much a lot of them are making, yeah. And we came across some streamers were making like a solid 400, 500,000 a month, right, from subs alone. That doesn't include donations, right? From subs, sorry, no, from donations alone, not just subs. Okay, and all they were doing was just sitting there and talking. That's it, like nothing else. And it wasn't even, pardon me, it wasn't even interesting conversation. They were just reading chat. Yeah. And 90% of them are always from like just two guys who are donating. That's what this has happened. Our boy, Goodwin, is that one guy who donates like $100 every stream just for the fact that they exist.
Oh, dude, I love the tone shift, right? Because like last chapter we're introduced to him when he's like, "Yo, name's Goodwin," and this chapter he's like, "Oh my God, Rebecca's wrong." And then towards the end of the chapter, he's like, "Oh wait, you're friends with Laguna. Hold up, let me compose myself real quick." This chapter was fucking hilarious.
It was great. It wasn't. It was a quite a. They said it was a mood shift. All of a sudden, this dude's like super happy because he just met like someone he really likes to watch, and then the rest of the team's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then they're like, "Yo, but what about Laguna?" He's like, "Ah, shit." But then Rebecca's like, "Yo, can you help us for me?" And he's like, "You know what? Anything for my Rebecca Weka." Oh man,
I just realized
what?
that one hoe comes out this chapter. The one
Which
that's
one?
always mean to Rebecca.
Rebecca?
Lavila?
Yeah,
Yeah, she was on it in this chapter.
yeah, for like a panel.
Yeah. Well, she should be dead. Dragon Jill disappoints me. Could have killed her.
But yeah, then the rest of the chapter, because then the rebellion, well, they are the rebellion, the Imperial, the clone troopers
Yeah.
come along.
I like the transition from we have that, then we do a similar transition to the group, and then the group transitions through the news broadcast onto what's going on in the country or in their planet. So I thought that was a good transition.
It was, and it wasn't like it was a. What's the word? It wasn't like it came out of nowhere, which was the best part. It, like you said, it was a nice transition. It made sense that that's when they arrived.
Yep.
And then it's set up for basically the team to show Goodwin, yo, look, we're here to help, fam. Rebecca Wecker's here to help. She's got a crew. Yeah, some nice shots. We got Homura slicing and dicing. Guess Weiss managing to aim. We got Rebecca Wecker kicking. Right, and then we got our boy Shiki just fucking gravitationally destroying people.
Do you think Mashima saw Blue Note and he was like, I could make you the main character of a show. I just gotta change your face.
And just make you use your powers in a better way other than making people sick.
Yeah, because I mean, that's basically what happened.
Look, he's actually done really well in the portrayal of Shiki's gravitational abilities, because
it's so good.
Every single fight, he's got his usual attacks, but in every single fight, he uses it in such a creative way, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
And this is jumping ahead a bit, but when I watched episode 1 of the anime, the fight in that, seeing him fly around to dodge the bullets, it just reminded me of how
that was good.
How well Mashima portrays the skill. And
yeah,
every fight we see it more and more, and it's great. I like it. I won't.
No, you're right. It's fucking amazing, and we are going to talk about the Eden Zero anime after these 3 chapters. So look forward to that. What would you give this chapter out of 10?
Just because of the Rebecca Wecker situation, probably like an 8. But for actual reasons, it like we said, it transitioned well into what the next chapters have given us. If back then, if we were talking about it on the day it released, I probably would have given it like a 6.5, 7. Because to be honest, other than the little fight at the end, not a lot happened. We got a bit of information, but not a lot happened. But now that I know what's coming up for the next chapters, it was a lot better.
It helped. I get you. I would give it a 9. I really like the chapter cover and the cover, the color page that followed afterward. I thought it was nice, and it was basically a precursor. It was basically team Eden Zero just getting ready to celebrate, because, as you know, the week after that the anime came out. I really liked like I said, the chapter cover and the color pages that followed. I liked this. Felt like character exposition and story dumping, like where they give you a lot of story exposition of what's happening and stuff like that. And we also learn a little bit more about Rebecca, in the sense that she has fans throughout, right? I thought, okay, Rebecca's from Blue Garden. Probably the only people that watch her are people in Blue Garden. Well, this proves that people in the planet Nero in a different cosmos also watch her. So, I mean, it makes me wonder how the internet works, because you go from one cosmos to another and the internet is perfect. It's kind of weird, but again, that's just
That's what you call fucking high speed fiber. That's 8G. They in 8G, bruv.
that's that yeah. I gotta. That's obviously, if I could deal with a talking blue cat, then I shouldn't be bitching. That's just something that fascinated me, because I was wondering if that'll actually happen in the future. But I really like that entire interaction with Rebecca and Goodwin, because again, it, like I said, it brings a perspective that we don't know who's actually watching Rebecca's videos. I thought it was just like some regular Joe Schmo, like just watching her shit and enjoying it, or like whatever. This motherfucker, a leader of a rebellion group. And then I like the transitions between each section. So we start off with Goodwin and her, and then Goodwin changing his mood because they remind him that, oh, well, she's friends with Laguna. And then we transition to the ship, and from the ship we get the news broadcast. I thought the transitions in this chapter were spot on, so I really like that as well. So yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Now, chapter 137 is called Empire Dice, and again, this was a part 1 of 2-part release last week. We have another color page. It's Shiki in his skull armor. I guess they changed his look. Mashimo started to change his look. It's no longer that zero in his shirt. Now it's like he's what would you even call that? Like a vest? Half vest?
Lesbian biker.
Fuck it. We'll call it that. I like that Zhao Mei is back, and she's
That's
giving
one of my
us a little.
favorite parts.
I like that, because she kind of like slows everything down, and she's like, okay, this is what's happened so far. This is gonna happen. Have fun.
It's this she's the fourth wall break, right? Not a lot of anime do a fourth wall break, and the ones that do it is usually just a little comical gag here and there. Everyone likes a good fourth wall break. I mean, Deadpool's one of the most popular heroes because of that. I think with Zhao Mei being the narrator, for me, it feels like back in the day with Dragon Ball Z, you had the narrator. It was like, so last time you guys were here, you guys saw Goku doing this. So now you're going to see this. So enjoy. I'm getting this nice nostalgic feeling. We've got this narrator. It's coming. It's like, yo, this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. So hope you enjoy it. Let's watch it together. And it's fun. It's nice. That's why Zhao Mei, as a character, she is really simply written. For me, the first time we saw her, she was like, yo, let's play a game and then I'll give you the information you want.
Yep. Yeah.
It hasn't changed. She's just a fun character to have, and when she is there, there's always, even if it's not for long. I mean, here was what? One page, wasn't it?
Literally 1 page, yeah.
But it was great. I love it.
This entire chapter was basically not a boss fight, but like a fight, right? And I really liked that. Everybody got their time to shine. Each of them got their own individual panels and pages where they were doing stuff. Laguna, Goodwin, Shiki, Rebecca, even Pino, which was adorable. I thought that was adorable, Pino and
Yeah.
the little robot. So yeah, there was not there's not a lot of depth in this chapter because it was just like I said, nothing but a fight. But I really love that. So
Can we
that's
talk about Rebecca's fucking leap through the car, bruv, to save that kid?
you mean the same kid that just punched her in the face afterward? She should have
Yeah,
let
so
him
she
die.
should have put him back in the car. But like, it was so. That was such a nice. What's the word I'm looking for? Nice touch that Ashra put in, because to me it showed that she's getting better control of her ether, right? Which shows that the training is working off, is paying off,
Mhm.
and it reminded us that at the end of the day, despite what's happening, right, Mashra is still keeping to his own values of the good guys save who they can. So even though this kid is in there, they don't know who he is. Rebecca still is like, I need to save this kid.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
the little cunt goes and punches her in the fucking face.
I took it, and thank you for bringing it up too. But I took it more as it was okay, it's hard. Go with me. You know, in My Hero Academia, when Deku went to save Kachan in episode 1, even though he couldn't,
Yeah.
it felt something like that. Like she subconsciously did it, and it also shows that she doesn't have that much control of her powers because Bashima does this thing where he focuses on her leg and it shows that her shoe ripped. And it kind of reminded me of the Flash in that sense, because in Justice League, the actual version worth watching, we see that Barry Allen, his shoes literally burn right off because he's moving so fast. And I feel like that's what Mashin was going for, where he's basically showing us that she does not understand her own strength or her own speed, because that turn was like no matter a second that she's able to save him right away. So I'm fucking fascinated to see how powerful she gets. People who think that Lucy would beat her right away, I feel like, and I'm bringing this up because it was on the Reddit. People were like, I feel like they don't grasp the power and the amount of brokenness, speed, and time travel have. So I'm just excited to see what more she's able to do. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the chapter?
The chapter, like you said, there wasn't a lot of depth. It was a case of there's a fight going on. Everyone gets their time to shine. Like I said, even Pino, which is great. We've got a new emote in the server because of that. A little Pino approves. And then Goodwin coming in on his fucking, what was it, a fucking dinosaur? Was it a camel? Can't remember. It
No, it
was
was a
like,
camel. It was a
yeah,
fucking camel.
it was the
Giant ass
camel that
camel.
we probably saw at the start of the fucking, when they arrived. It was a big boy. I liked it. And then the combination with Shiki knocking the guys down to the ground and then Laguna washing them away. I like that little
So
interaction.
good. So good.
They just looked at each other, and Shiki asked him a simple question: "Did Nero take your freedom too?" Right? The two have a mutual respect there, and we don't get to hear their conversation, but I think we can discern where that conversation went. I think we know where that went. Shiki's got a new friend, and then it changes to the temple, bruv.
Hmm.
Nero is a fucking. My master's playing D&D right now, right?
He's got a gambling problem, bro. He's rolling those dice. He's trying to get 7.
All right, this dude is playing D&D. He's a DM of the world right now. That's what this man is. All right, he's just playing fucking D&D. He's got the Empire dice, which I think I only like this because I'm a D&D player. I think if I was anyone else, I would probably hate the fact that this dude's just like dice. But as a D&D player, it makes me happy. It makes me actually think if Mashima is a D&D player. I think he might be.
You know what? Who he reminds? Did you ever watch the Hunger Games?
Yeah, long time ago.
He reminds me of Emperor Snow. The
You
way
just
he
Google who
looks,
that person is.
the old white man who dies at the end.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can agree with you.
Because remember, Emperor Snow, he tried to control everything in the. Again, people who are mad that I'm remembering. I'm going off the movies, so if the movies change it. Tough shit. He tried to control everything that was going on in the districts, right? Kind of like this man's trying to control everything that's going on in his cosmos, and he's like, and he just looks like him too. If you remove like those blobs and shit, yeah. But that's what I just thought of right now.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah,
That was it for this chapter. What would you give this one?
this one I'd give an 8.
8.
Just because of the fight was nice and everyone got to do their own thing. We got to see everyone utilize the abilities that they have, and we got to see even someone like Pino have this development, this not development, as she puts it, her upgrade, where now she can actually use her EMP and not affect everyone around her.
Mhm.
That was great. That made me actually feel really happy for her because the EMP is OP, but it was dangerous. But now, see, this is Pino supremacy is coming out, fam. Pino supremacy. Give it like another 15 to 20 chapters, yeah, and Pino will be like one shot in, man. She's gonna walk up and be like, no, stop. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh shit.
Run away.
What about you?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'll give it an 8. I liked it. I like that everybody got their time to shine. We see, fucking the old man at the end, and that kind of just like reminds us that there's still a bigger picture here. And I feel like that's why Mashima added that just to remind the audience that, like, yeah, this is cool, but remember, there's still a bigger picture here that we have to get to. I loved Rebecca's abilities and how they're evolving, and I'm fascinated to see what they get into. But yeah, overall, an 8. First one I thought was a 9 because I just thought it was great. And then this one, if I would have graded them together, I'd probably give both of them a 9 because I feel like it was a perfect follow up. But yeah, and now we get chapter 138, Prelude to the Aoi War. So we're getting rumblings of the war now for real.
Okay, before we talk about that, before we say that, the cover, right?
You like it a lot. Yeah, I know.
Apart from the obvious reason, right? I love the little collage that's going on there.
I like Happy. I
The
feel like,
colors are nice.
yeah.
Happy looks cool. Happy's got his own little gun. Happy the Happy being a gun, having a gun. It's like a gun having a gun. That was cool. I think this is one of my favorite cover pages now.
It's really nice. It really is. And I'm not just saying that, but I really like it. Everybody in the crew is there. And notice who's also there, Couch Po. Again, I feel like she's gonna be a secondary character that stays on the ship. I feel like she's referenced and shown too much in these color pages that we've seen. That she's gonna definitely be a part of the crew, at least for a while. But now onto the chapter because I know we have a lot to cover. This is basically a follow up, more war, more combat. We have Shiki and Laguna working together, which I found amazing. Like one of the henchmen for Goodwin was like, you drop them, then you wash them down. It's just like a flush toilet. And then you just see Shiki grinning like an idiot, thinking it's a compliment. The best part
So
is the
naive.
page after. The best part is the one after that because Goodwin's like doing that shit, and then he's like, "I didn't know you could fight Rebecca Wicker." Yeah,
Seeing
little.
him get excited over it was so funny.
He's like, "Wah, I love you even more and more." Oh, that was so good. And then I love how basically we transition into the Eden Zero crew actually showing up and kicking ass. And then we have that kid come back that punched Rebecca in the face, which is fucking funny.
Fuck that
And
kid.
yeah, that was mostly this chapter. Goodwin scared the shit out of them. And we have the last chapter with Nero being a womanizer. What did
I
you
will
think of the
say
chapter?
the panel where they're all. So my favorite part was so fucking Goodwin just dashes the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Right, gets excited, and then there's the call from Hermit, and then we have a little shot of everyone, the rest of the gang, helping out, being a reliable team that they are, saying, "Yo, don't worry, we got you lot sorted. You lot continue what you're doing."
I just noticed Sister Ivory's in the back just kicking the shit out of someone.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Everyone there's like, "Yeah, good fight," and then everyone's like, "Yeah, fuck this guy. I'm gonna keep kicking the shit out of him just because I'm bored."
How long are you gonna stay asleep, Knucklehead? Oh, that's some Sister Ivory shit.
It's great, and then Hermit's got her own little smirk. And then we got a witch. Just that witch has got a nice ass. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be blunt about that because she has. It's nice to see Clean there as well. It is really nice. She again seeing Clean happy as opposed to especially after what she went through. It's a nice refreshing thing every time I see her.
Dude, can you imagine just literally witnessing your brother getting dismembered in front of you just for the shits and giggles?
Just for someone's own gains.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, so I'm glad she was able to repress that shit because of Ivory, and she's able to smile because that's some traumatic shit I don't wish on anybody.
I won't ever wish that on anyone. But man, I like that shot there. I like that panel a lot. Ended up saving it just because of how nice it looked.
Mhm.
And yeah, the dumb kid being locked up. Now I liked Goodwin's conversation there, between them two. It's like, how many, how many people have died? And then the guy's like, well, what about on our side? He goes, yeah, you're right. There's no good guys, no bad guys. All right, it's just two sides, and neither side wants to back down. He's completely right, and he literally says, he's locked him up, and he's said to him, look, we're gonna look after you. All right, we're not here to hurt you. All right. Once this is over, we'll let you go. We can all have a drink together. I really like Goodwin as a character. Fucking big ass cat. And then we get to Shora's little section. Whew, that was nice. I'm interested in the next chapter because the next one is going to be Shora versus Eraser. And I wanna believe Shura won't one shot them because I think this is gonna be where Mashima is like, all right, I'm gonna show you guys just what Shura's about, so you guys know that I ain't fucking about.
That's fair, but at the same time, this is from the erasers from the Oración 6 Interstellar, which is basically the other Oración 6, the government one. So it's like the government Oración 6 versus the Mafia Oración 6. I feel like it's gonna be a lot more even because if he basically makes sure one shot him, what is he saying about the government Oración 6? You get me?
Yeah,
That's a lot of Oración 6 in one sentence. But yeah.
I do. I am excited for the next chapter. I think the next chapter is gonna be really fun to watch. Watch to read. Maybe the next 2 or 3. The thing I'm looking forward to the most now is the Shura fight, because I think that's going to be really. I think that's going to be a Shiki versus Shura situation. Gravity versus Gravity. And we can only really speculate how that fight's going to go. I will probably see Overdrive Shiki again. Probably see Overdrive Shura.
Dude, I wonder. Oh, that'd be great. I feel like we won't get that till like the end of the war, because I don't feel like Mashima would just be like, this is a prelude to the war, and then have the war end like in a chapter or two. You get me?
Yeah.
Plus, I think there's a double chapter next week as well.
Is there?
I think so. It's Mashima. He does this type of shit all the time. Remember that? Oh, I don't know if you followed that fairy tale, but for like 4 straight weeks, he did 3 chapters each or some shit.
Well, that'd be nice.
What would you give this chapter?
I think this one I'd probably give 7.5, 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 7.5. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
All right, that's fair. I would agree with you. I'd give it an 8. I liked what was happening. I liked the tease at the end. Now, there's not much more I can add to that, but overall, these 3 chapters as a one little thing, what would you give it?
Sorry, pardon?
These 3 chapters that we just covered right now, because it's basically
What would I rate them as like our own
like little, like a little section.
9.
9. Okay, fair.
What
Yeah,
about you?
I agree with you. 9. I like how, and I hate making comparisons, but I like how it's not like fairy tale, because sometimes some chapters of fairy tale felt like they didn't need to be the next chapter, if that makes sense. Whereas these chapters all seem to be like leading up to it, like stacking up one against the other, right? So we have Goodwin, and then it's like, yeah, from Goodwin we're gonna go to to a little skirmish. From the skirmish we're gonna go to another skirmish, and we're gonna get a big boss battle, if you will. I'm liking this consistency in the sense that like these chapters make sense to be following one another. But yeah. So those were our reviews for the chapters. Now, there's not much to talk about with the anime. So we'll just give a brief review of the anime in our opinion. Eden Zero episode 1 came out yesterday in Japan. So it was legally available in Japanese Hulu and Japanese Netflix. If you saw it outside of that, good on you. So what would you give that episode, Dev?
A solid. Okay, I'm gonna give it a rating comparing it to how well it was adapted from the manga instead of as a standalone.
That's fair. That's
I'm gonna give it a 9 because it adapted it very, very well. It didn't change anything majorly.
fair.
I think it shifted a couple of events as order, if I remember correctly. I remember off the top of my head. But everything was there that we needed from the first episode. And the voice acting's great, the music is nice, as well as the animation. I mean, I watched the first episode when it was pre-screened, and then I watched it when it was released. I'm happy with what we're getting. I think JC Star's doing great, and I hope they continue. And I hope that when we get to a big proper fight, they really show off their skills.
Yeah. Okay. For those outside of Japan, you're gonna get the episodes fall 2021. So think October. That's the earliest you'll get all 25 episodes, and it is confirmed to be 25 episodes because I think Arister checked on Netflix,
Yep, JP
and
Netflix, and it had 25
yeah,
episodes.
yeah, so it had 25 episodes. So that's interesting. I don't know if one of the episodes is going to be like a recap or what, or if it's actually going to just be the full 25 where it's adapting the chapter. But interesting. I agree with you. I would definitely give it a 9. I'm stuck between a 9 and a 10, solely because I was looking at the panels and the chapter as we were getting it adapted, as I was playing the anime in the group watch of the server, and it felt like very 1-to-1. This adapted the entire first chapter and the first 2 or 3 color pages of the second chapter, right? And it was very, very, very faithful. The only change that I could see is that they made Shiki's fear of bugs like a thing as a kid, which makes sense because if you read the manga, you just know that he has a fear of bugs, but you never understood why or like when he got that fear. But like in the flashback scene, we see that he is talking to Michael and Ziggy, and he has that fear of bugs, so it makes sense. So I like that change. The art is amazing. I love what they're doing with with the gravity magic. I just hope they stick to that because it's very, very colorful, vibrant, and like it's a good effect. And yeah, I recommend people wait unless they could watch it in JP Hulu or JP Netflix because if you're watching fan translations, a good majority of them are pretty ass. Somebody on the Reddit posted that when Happy was talking, one of the translations said, I don't know what this motherfucker's saying, but here." So it's like they're not even adapting what they're saying; they're just doing a piss poor job. So yeah, that's our quick review of Eden Zero, episode 1. Anything else do you want to add, Dev, or not?
Nope.
Oh, the
Nah.
music, the music. What do you think of the I know we talked about the music before, but now
Oh,
that
it's
it's
nice. It was
extra,
really good. The opening song, once it gets actually released, I plan on buying it.
yeah,
Um, the ED,
it was so good.
it honestly, I don't know which I prefer. I think I prefer the ED.
I
Um,
All the ED was so good. I'm sorry. I felt like, dude, and the way it was playing at the end of the episode was like so that there was actually no opening this episode, so we couldn't really talk about it. We can't really talk about it. We have the music video that the actual band released that when it's working on the opening, but we don't have like an actual thing. And I liked that for this episode, there was no like ending credits. Like the credits were playing as the episode was ending, which was good as opposed to like having its own little animation thing. So I thought that was great. But yeah, um, with that out of the way, let's get on to the big news, big discussion. We should probably ping King. Yes, we should. Okay, yeah, you pinged him. We will be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It is available on Disney Plus. It releases every Friday and it has 2 episodes left if I'm not mistaken.
the yes.
Of course, but else you can upload video, and this looks like it's going to be pretty. It's going to be a pretty big fallout in the next episode, or barring that the episode afterwards. I thought that I want to talk about a couple of things.
Sure.
I think say about them later, but I will add that for those who didn't know, what I wanted to add was like I thought I liked it in that like they're not superhuman, and obviously neither is Captain America. But what I liked is even in a lot of series when like there's one really good in every encounter that happens subsequent to that, but that has not happened yet so far with this group. So I like that they're actually paying some. I'm ifs about that one, but that was announced last year during the Disney investors meeting. That part was cool. John Walker, subsequent to the battle, did take the super soldier serum, and it is slowly affecting his body. So presumably by the next episode, he'll have the full range of like super soldier powers. Everybody really seemed to love the first couple of minutes of the episode where Bucky was like in a Wakanda flashback and he was undergoing his like urging of the Winter Soldier programming, and everyone seemed to really enjoy that scene in particular. And I thought that was a very well done scene. You can tell that the actor really like prepared for it, and it was very well handled. So you know, like in general, like this is a very very solid episode. I thought the continuing thing with the Flag Smashers, like Sam trying to negotiate, that's good. That's what Sam does, and that's honestly why he should be Captain America, because that's what Steve would have done in that particular situation. But obviously, John Walker is very hot-headed and aggressive, and that's why he shouldn't be, as we obviously saw at the end of the episode. So it's just everything's coming full circle, and I really like the series so far, much more than I expected. Much more than I expected that I would, and I already thought it'd be decent, but I didn't think it'd be this good, and it is. So yeah, I'm very very solid.
This man was gush. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Dev, what did you think of the episode overall?
Same thoughts, to be honest. It really, I think the biggest, so like you said, you know, in front of everyone, he killed this man. All right. People had cameras. I think also one of the biggest parts of it is how he killed him, because he killed him with the shield. It's the shield that he used, and he kept bashing the guy in with the shield, and so the blood was all over that shield. That video is gonna be all over the internet now. It's gonna have 100 different kind of angles, and all of them are gonna end with the showing of the blood on the shield. How it's gonna go from here? We got 2 episodes left. All right. What are they gonna do now? Because we had a little discussion in the server about how are they gonna save his ass and try and maybe hide what he did. Obviously, you can't because everyone's seen it, and it's gonna be on the internet. It's gonna be a case of, are they gonna be like, oh, it's a stress thing, or can they try and get him out of it?
I'm guessing you didn't see the trailer for episode 5, correct?
No, I don't look at the trailers.
Okay, fair. Okay, continue. My bad.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Because however they decide to dig man out of this hole, it's gonna be an interesting case.
Okay. Yeah. I will say King was right. What was her name, King? I don't want to mispronounce it.
I believe it was Io.
No, the group, the Wakandan group.
Dora Milaje.
The Dora Milaje literally said, "Wherever the fuck we go, that is our area of government." And I was like, "All right,
We do what the fuck we want.
my bad."
I will say people are definitely gushing about that line because obviously it makes them look very badass and people like that. But at the same time, like obviously,
No,
if
no, no,
anybody else had said that, they would basically be criticized for imperialism. So
no.
like,
This is very true.
Cookie, sorry, go
I,
on.
yeah, because I was gonna mention that. I loved the fucking line, especially because it was literally after fake Steve tried to be all smug and be like, "I'm Captain America." They're like, we don't give a fuck who you are. Zemo is going with us because they are wherever we go, we govern. And I get it. Like, if if fake Steve would have said that to whoever, we would have been like, this motherfucker, who the fuck he think he is? But the fact that they said it to him, I was like, all right, you get a pass. Fuck it, you get a pass. I don't give a fuck. You beat his ass. You made him look foolish. That was incredible, and I loved. That entire sequence was amazing because you have Zemo in the background. You have Sam and Bucky talking like we should help him. Should we though? And then you have Sam giving him John Walker advice, if you will, on how to like dodge. And then as all that chaos is happening, you have Zemo in the background walking away. He's like, okay. And then he goes full El Chapo, like fucking Sam mentioned, and just escapes through the tunnels. It was also interesting to see that the Wakandans actually set up a failsafe for the winners for Bucky's arm because he didn't know that, so that was very interesting. As far as the big moment goes, when Zemo found the vials, and we kind of expected it to, one's gonna not be broken and John Walker's gonna get it because that's kind of what happens in the comics. Not literally, but he's basically anti-Steve in the comics. So I was expecting that to happen. What I felt they did a great job with setting up the fact that his partner, what is his name, Battlestar, uh, how he was the one who was like holding him down, if you will, the one like keeping his sanity around. And then when the Flag Smashers kill him, he just loses it. The most ironic part, though, is the Flag Smasher that died by John Walker was the same one that was gushing about Steve Rogers in the tomb where they picked up the vials. So I found that incredibly hilarious because of the irony around that. And like King mentioned, this show is basically showing us that while Sam is not perfect, he clearly is the best fit for Captain America. And it's the same fucking reason that Steve gave him the shield, but he turned it down. So it's like, you fucked up, bro. Like, you could have taken the shield, you could have been Captain America. But I feel like
It's your fault.
I feel like this is a great character journey because he doesn't feel like he could be Captain America because a part of, at least this is what I'm interpreting. A part of it feels like it's because of his race that he can't be it because he feels like they will never accept him because he is black. But I feel like as the series goes on, even Zemo mentioned, and even Zemo shows some admiration for Sam because he does ask Sam that question: "Well, if you had a chance, would you take the super soldier serum?" And he's like, "Man, did not hesitate and said no." And then you have Zemo like praising him a little bit. So this entire series is doing a great job of showing like fucking Sam clearly is the best fit for the Captain America mantra, if you will. But yeah, is there any scene in particular you guys want to talk about?
The scene of fake Cap's partner's death. My man got fucking.
Ooh, yeah.
That was nuts.
Interestingly, I think that was one of the most realistic TV deaths I've seen in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it was filmed.
I found it funny though how everybody stopped. Like they
Yeah.
were all fighting to the death, and then the moment he dies, everybody just stops.
Well, I don't know if they wanted to kill him. They probably did just want to like
No,
get him out of the way.
I mean, she did blow up a building full of people previously, and when she was
But
talking
that's
to Sam,
premeditated. This was more of like a, like
okay,
on the
The
spot.
fight is happening. Oh shit! I hit him a bit too hard.
Yeah, basically like that.
that's fair. Yeah, that death, I was like, oh, this motherfucker gonna lose it. This motherfucker gonna lose it, and he lost it. He fucking lost it. What do you guys think? Okay, there's a lot of, like Jeff said, there's a lot of threads that need to be resolved. The Power Broker, New Captain America, and Zemo. Do you think any of those get resolved next episode? Because there is 2 episodes left, with one of them being next week.
I'm inclined to say that yes and no. We will get some revelations because remember, we also still have the whole Isaiah Bradley thing to deal with, and obviously there's the Zemo thing, the Power Broker, the John Walker stuff. I think that we're probably going to get some revelations at the end of episode 5. Episode 6 will conclude most of the arcs, but the ending will kind of be similar to a Marvel end credits scene in that, like, John Walker will go off and do something else, and he'll assume like something closer to his comic book role. Maybe Isaiah Bradley gets resolved, but if he doesn't, like, he'll just be like a supporting character in the future for like other future shows. Whatever happens with Sharon Carter happens with Sharon Carter. Zemo presumably either dies, or unless he has like a role in any future TV shows or movies, but I'm not certain if he does. Would you happen to know about that?
I do not know if he does, but he has been such a amazing fucking part of the series that I don't think they'd kill him off, because they finally made him an intriguing villain. Because Age of Ultron kind of introduced him, but didn't really do much with him. If I'm being honest, it's just like, eh. This like really fleshed him out, and I don't feel like Marvel would flesh him out if their whole end game was, yeah, he gonna die. And Powell left.
Powell, just as soon as you said die too.
If you guys want, we could stop the recording here just so we don't tempt fate.
Well, we've got Craig, so we're good.
Okay. But yeah, there's no information on whether he's continuing or not.
Yeah.
In future, I mean, it'd be cool to see Baron Zemo and Victor Von Doom together, but
True, yeah. And plus, like, we do have other stories like coming up, like Iron Man, the Armor Wars thing is coming up. They've got they have Secret Invasion? No, Secret Invasion, I believe.
Secret Invasion, yeah, I call it.
Secret Wars isn't something they've done yet, but I feel like that's like a phase, 6 or 7 kind of a thing.
That's definitely a thing that's gonna happen. I expected. Yeah, you're right.
I hope
Secret
so.
Invasion, Armor Wars. That's the Ironheart. Then, like you mentioned, the Wakanda show.
I think those 2 are next year, though.
I don't think they bring up the Dora Milaje. I can't say that name.
I don't think they would have their own show. I think they would just be important to the Wakanda show.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they bring in the Wakandans to this show unless some thread lines from this show cross over to that show. Because remember, the Dora Milaje did say that Zemo is hated by all the Wakandans because they killed their king.
Yeah, he killed their king. Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like if they do keep Zemo around, maybe he'll be like a thread line for that show where they're like trying to hunt him down or something, and maybe we get like something like that.
I kind of hope not, because that's basically what they did with Ulysses Klaue from Age of Ultron, and then he got killed in Black Panther. So I would hope they don't repeat that.
Oh, that's true. What I didn't like how they used them in Age of Ultron.
Well, I thought he was fine in Age of Ultron, and I just think they killed him off too early.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't even kill him off. It was
it was a Killmonger. Yeah, no, but I meant the story killed him off.
Oh no! Oh yeah. Because Killmonger was like, "Oh, thanks for sending me where they are." And then boom, you're dead. Like, damn, son, like chill. But yeah, what do you guys think will happen next episode?
Um, well, I don't know if you've
There's-
seen the trailer, but if you have, you'll see that
I have seen the trailer. Dev has not seen the trailer. I don't think Dav wants to talk about the trailer though. So that's what I'm saying. Just
I'll deafen. You two talk about trailer and then at me.
all right.
okay, yeah. Well, for those who haven't seen, the trailer actually has a lot of footage that we've seen earlier, which was in particular Sam
Yes.
practicing with the shield, Bucky talking to him. Isaiah Bradley appeared very briefly, but that looked to be like a flashback to episode 3 when he was in the, or was it
Yeah.
episode 2? He was in the whatever. He was in the thing of he was in his house.
Episode 2. Yeah, episode
Yes.
2 in the house. Yeah.
Right, and I'm not sure what's going on there. Like, I think that could not maybe that's not even episode 5. Like, that could even be episode 6, and they're just like trolling us a little bit. But it could be the case that what if the government took away John Walker's shield because of this, and they like I don't know, like Don Cheadle came back and persuaded Sam to do the thing, and he did, or maybe that's
Well-
episode 6, and it's not even
Okay.
maybe they mislabeled the trailer for all I know. I don't know.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
The one piece of it, a dialogue that I found interesting in the trailer was Sam saying this shield has a tainted history, right? Because it has the history of Steve Rogers, who was like,
Didn't it say it had a complicated history?
yeah, complicated. My bad. Complicated. Yeah, complicated. I don't know why it's a tainted. Well, it is tainted essentially, but yeah, you're
Well,
right.
now it is
yeah.
because of John Walker, I guess.
Yeah, but no, you're right. But that's why, like, it's a complicated history because it has Steve and everything Steve did, and then it literally has what John Walker just did, where he murdered a man in cold blood in the last episode. So I found that little piece of dialogue interesting that Sam was giving Bucky.
Mhm.
And I'm just interested to see how much of the episode they're gonna spend on Sam and Bucky, because as the series went on, you've seen their friendship kind of go back to being a friendship as opposed to like, oh yeah, you're there, I'm here, okay, cool, bye. So I'm interested to see how it's gonna go, but I'm also interested to see how much of it the actual episode is gonna be spent on Sam doing his Captain America training, because there's still the Sharon Carter aspect, Power Broker, Flag Smashers, Zemo, and I don't know if the Dora Milaje are going to be around, but that's another storyline. We also have John Walker, and what's going to fucking happen to him? Is there going to be any consequences or what? And I mean, I think, is the government going to even be able to stop him because he has super soldier serum now? So there's a lot that's going to happen. So that's kind of interesting to me to see, figure out what is actually going to be in the next episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Was there anything in the trailer that we missed or did not talk
I don't
about?
think so. I don't think there was much that we haven't actually seen before, but it was just released, like, edited together and packaged as an episode 5 trailer. So I'm not sure what that was about.
Okay.
Because normally we would get some like original footage, but for whatever reason, not this time.
Or yeah, because I forgot who. I think one of the writers of the show said that.
Oh, yes. That was not in the trailer, but I forgot to mention that. Yes, he said that there would be a character who was very important to the Marvel series that will make an appearance here that we have not seen before, that is going to make people emotional, and apparently he has some connection to Thor.
Connection to Thor?
Yeah. Let me go look for the statement, but I'm certain I heard this somewhere.
Make sure you send me the message and post it in chat, because I don't think Dad wants to see that. Wait, who could it be then? If it's no, it can't be the science.
I found it. Do you want me to link
Yes.
it here, or
No, send it to me in message so I could actually.
all right? I'll PM you.
There you go. Made it easier for you.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder who it is then. If it's somebody, because I was hearing it was gonna be a woman.
I don't know if I didn't hear gender or anything like that. I just heard that it was a character who was important, it would be new, and that they would have like some kind of connection to Thor or a potential connection to Thor. But that seemed very random because Thor is not a character who has been mentioned in this series whatsoever.
There are characters in our series that who I would love to see partner with. Like it's a very grounded character partner with a very like
And it's supposed to be a debut, I think. It's like because it's a new character,
yeah.
so like it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like Natalie Portman, it wouldn't be Kat Dennings for because we already saw her in WandaVision
WandaVision.
anyway. So, and I doubt that it would be Eric Selvig, the scientist. So, we would obviously know that anyway. So, who else is connected to Thor from the
Fuck,
comics? I don't know. I haven't read many Thor comics.
Beta Ray Bill. I don't fucking know.
I mean, that would be nice, but no way. That would be so out of place here.
It really would.
And forgive me, this is a bit of a tangent, but was there any talk about Beta Ray Bill appearing in Love and Thunder?
There's a couple of people who want that to happen, but there's been no actual confirmation that that'll happen.
Right. Yeah, I think they just talked about it so far. Fair enough.
That's interesting. I'm excited to see who it is because that's interesting. That is fucking interesting. All right. And you did mention how WandaVision had Kat Dennings character. I want a Jimmy Woo, a Kat Dennings, and that girl who is Monica Rambeau. I want a series with the three of them.
I don't know. I would like it more if it had just Jimmy Woo and Kat Dennings. I liked Monica Rambeau's character, but I don't feel like she fit very well with those three, with those two.
You know, you're right too because she has powers too now, so it wouldn't make.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right.
And Jimmy we will see her in the next Captain Marvel movie, but I think the actor Randall Park was actually saying at some point he wanted an X-Files style series for his Jimmy Woo character.
There was actually a writer who was pitching an X-Files theme show to Marvel, and I think Jimmy Woo, Randall Park actually talked about how like he would actually be interested in that. It'd be fascinating too because it would give us different. It give us different avenues to explore the Marvel universe. Right? We have mutants, we have wizards, we have aliens, we have androids. So it'd be amazing. It'd be a fucking fascinating way to introduce them, and it make it more grounded. And like you said, X-Files. Who doesn't love X-Files? But yeah,
sure, yeah.
All right, let's get Dav's quick opinion on this. Dav, so a Jimmy Woo show. Oh wait, you didn't see WandaVision. Never mind. Forget it. Forget that.
Well, ask him about the trailer. I'll be AFK for a minute.
No problem. Oh, Dev, what do you think's gonna happen next episode? I know you didn't see the trailer, so I just want to know what you think will happen.
I think a main focus will be them trying to deal with the fact that Fate Cap killed someone, and then I think there'll be two focuses. There's gonna be that, all right, and then there's gonna be another focus now on Sam trying to talk to what's that girl's name?
I forgot the leader of the Flag Smashers again.
Yeah, I think, and then Zemo, who we know is now he slipped out when he could.
That motherfucker was like, bye.
Yeah, I think there'll be a focus around him, but not as much as on the first two things. I think the Wakanda lot is who's going to look for Zemo.
The Wakanda lot. Yeah, because me and King were talking. We have the Flag Smashers, we have the Power Broker, we have the Dora Milaje, we have Sharon Carter to some extent as a storyline. We have John Walker. So we have like 5 different, and Zemo is 6. So we have like 6 different storylines, and we only have 2 episodes left. So I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do it.
It's going to be impressive how much they cover.
This just makes me want a Sam and Bucky movie because I like their dynamic.
They're very, very funny together. They're
hilarious. They are. Like I said,
even when they don't intend to be.
The part where the part where Sam's like, we should probably help. What did Bucky say? He was like, you gotta punch harder or some shit. He was just being a sassy bitch. It was great. What would you give this episode overall?
Probably 8.5. No, I'll give it a
My
9. I'll give it a
God,
9.
I was about to say like,
I'll give it a
Jesus,
9.
you
I'll give it a 9 because
picky
the
fucking
more,
fuck.
the longer the episode went on, right, the more that went on. All of a sudden, so many different fucking problems started occurring, and then with with Fate Cap taking the serum, and then he finally realized just the power behind the serum, and I think he's gonna realize now the reason why the serum was discontinued and not actually put to use.
Okay. Well, I mean, his partner Battlestar did mention that the serum did it didn't give them power. It just amplified what was in there, and we always saw him Fake Cap as a pretentious asshole. So this is gonna just, you know, he's gonna mega evolve into a mega asshole. So
Yeah. Oh,
King, are you back? I guess he's not. I would give. I love the episode. I'd give it a 10, just because I loved everything about it. I kept stopping the episode because I wanted to see how much longer I had. Not because I was bored, but because I wanted this episode to last longer than it did. It was that great for me.
I've had
The
that
Buck
feeling before.
the Bucky and Sam interactions were great. The Dora Milaje just beating the shit out of John Walker.
And they're not even super soldiers.
They weren't even trying. Bro, Homegirl picks up the shield and she's like, all right, I'm out. And then the leader was like, just leave that bullshit here. We don't need that. We don't need no fucking circle shield shit. We
We've
got
got
our
fucking
spears.
spears. See, why have a circle when long stick reach further?
So this motherfucker got his ass beat worse than Sting got his ass beat by Natsu, and that's impressive. And then the ending literally King spoiled the fuck out of everybody on his Twitter with fucking posting that big ass screenshot of the actual scene, which
Hey,
is
that shit had been trending for like 3 hours before I did it. Okay.
doesn't matter, King. Doesn't matter. You're supposed to be a
Yes, it
fucking
matters.
trendsetter, not a fucking trend follower.
Well, if I were a trendsetter, wouldn't that mean I did spoil it? Then so make up your mind.
Calm down, calm down.
Yeah, whatever.
What would you give the episode, King?
Oh, dude, like I didn't really have a problem with it. Like I don't know if I want to give it a 10 because I'm not sure it was like an existentially good episode that will be remembered forever. But I will say that it's probably like a solid 9.
You gonna tell me it's not gonna be remembered forever because of the last fucking final scene? This episode is literally gonna be remembered forever because of that final scene.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But I mean, there are a lot of good like shots in Marvel stuff that people often don't recognize. And while they may do this, I feel like it's possible that they'll forget it. So I'm still hesitant.
It's the Captain America shield with blood on it. The one
I get it. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it. I sympathize, but I don't know. I'm just being conservative at this point.
That's fair. That's fair. I was just trying to prove a point that this scene is gonna be remembered.
I think it could well. If not the whole episode, at least the scene and some of the stuff with the Dora Milaje. So yeah.
Yeah. Hi, that's it. That's it. We got a 9. Well, Dav started off with an 8. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. He's still drunk, probably. So we got Dav 9, King 9, and I gave it a 10. We all agree it's a very good episode. It's a very good series, so definitely check it out. And that should be it for this week's episode, unless we got anything to cover.
Nope. For those of you in the server, with Eden Zero Anime out, if we can get a good way for you to have a way to watch it outside of the group watch, we will. Just keep an eye on the channel. But there are group watches going on. and I saw the amount of people that were there was nuts.
Yeah, buddy. There was like 30. Well, there was two group watches. One of them had like 30 people. The other one had like 10. We're gonna try to. I have the event coordinators. I'm gonna try to separate the group watches. Obviously the first two episodes are already out with
Pre-screen.
with the pre-screen with good subtitles. So we'll be streaming those when they legally come out in Japan. And yeah, that's it. If you have the ability to get your vaccine, go ahead and get the vaccine. It's not gonna kill you. They are 95 to 97% effective against COVID, and um, I was reading that they are 100% effective in making sure you're not hospitalized. I don't know if the 100% is an accurate number because I feel like nothing could guarantee it that much. But still, the fact that it's over 90% means you have less to worry about. COVID's still a thing, so you know, get the vaccine if you're able to. But yeah, King, go ahead and do your famous outro.
I don't know if I'd consider it famous, but I would like to say
I
thank you
said
once
it's
again
fucking
for.
famous. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, cool. Well, then this will be remembered from the episodes. But thank you again, Fairy Tale Discord members, for listening. We obviously appreciate it. Please, check out the Eden Zero server for the next time. Is it Dav who does the sharing streaming, or someone else?
Yeah, Dav is gonna do some because he's able to, but I'm having also there's other people involved, Matt and John. But yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, check out the group watch when that's on with whoever does it at that point. Follow Fairy Tale Wiki on Twitter. Subscribe to the Reddit if you're not already, but I'm willing to bet majority of you guys are. And otherwise, check out
Oh
this
my
episode
God.
when you what?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
find
sorry.
something?
The Fairy Tale subreddit has 100,000 members.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
let's give it a round of applause then.
I am so sorry that I did not bring this up. I'm so sorry. This is big news. I'm surprised I didn't think of it, but oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's usually the first thing you mention.
Yeah, it really is. Huge shout out to I'm sorry I ruined King's epic
That's fine.
outro. Um, huge shout out to whoever is subscribed and has been a part of the community. I joined it, and I mentioned this in the announcements. When I joined it, it had less than 10,000 members, around 10,000 members. It had hentai and porn on the front page of the Discord of the Reddit tab. So it was in a good place. Like chats were dead. There was no discussions. There was nothing. Um, so it has gradually improved. I still have the coop threads that users started because they wanted me as mod. I still love those people because they were the first to show of not I don't want to say faith, but like they were the first to believe in me that I'd be able to do this. So I am very grateful and humbled by that. I wanted to thank the former mods, and I'm not trying to shit on them because they did make me a mod, but I'm also gonna shit on them because they didn't do jack shit for the community. They abandoned it. They didn't care about it. When I was made mod, they said you're only mod because we're tired of people asking where the mods are and why no mod talks in this Reddit. They had no user icons like Team Natsu, Amira Jane, the guild logos and stuff like that. The banners and the images were all plain and generic. And I'm not just myself, but the people who helped me along the way helped change all that. And we gradually grew and grew and grew, and we've reached 100,000 subscribers, which I guarantee you, and I know for a fact that old mods never thought we would. So I am grateful for everybody who's there. The people who commented if you were on the Reddit, you could read the comments. A lot of the comments mention how for most of my time on the Reddit, I was not the most popular mod. but I was the one who was able to bring the change and make the community what it is. At least on Reddit. I'm not trying to take credit for all of it. Um, but I did bring a lot of the changes and a lot of the growth. And, but like I said, it wasn't just me. It was a team effort. It was the people that I brought in, the people that helped me, and we've slowly over time we grew that. Obviously, without the Reddit and the belief people had in me there, I wouldn't have created the Discord, joined this podcast, worked with the fan translation group for the 100 Years Quest. I wouldn't have done a lot of things. So thank you, everyone. I love you all. I'm a huge fan of everybody who likes the series, talks about the series, even if they don't like it, but talk about it in a constructive manner. I appreciate it. For those who follow the rules and all that. So again, I am sorry for messing up King's outro, but I had to bring this up. And thanks everyone for listening. See you next week or the week after. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Oh, and also, if you actually listened to the whole podcast, you heard me singing, so ping me with the name of that song and the recording artist.
Ping him with the name of the song, and I will move you up a roll.
And the recording artist, and Spidey will move you up a roll for however long
There.
Spidey determines it acceptable.
There you go.
All right,
There
take
you
care.
go. Bye.
Bye.